What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. This is the Vivo X Fold. I love folding phones and I was really excited to get my hands on this. I ordered this through, I forget the website's name. I have it linked down below, so if you want to pick it up, you can link it. You can buy it there as well. And I got it for, I think, about like 1,700-ish bucks, and it was coming late, so they gave me a free charger and a case. This case right here, it is a folio case. Put it in here and then it blocks the front screen, which I don't really like these cases, but still it is a Vivo case, kind of good quality. So I wanted to talk about some things that I've only had it for about 24 hours, but I want to talk about the things that like really stood out for me so far, because I haven't used it to its full capacity and capabilities yet. So if you're looking for like a 24-hour view, you're not going to get that, but I will give you some things that really popped out to me first. First of all is the size of these displays. This inside display is 8.03 inches, which is larger than the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and then the outside display is 6.53, but what's so great about it, let me just put my fingerprint sensor in, is it's just so much larger and easier to use than the Galaxy Z Fold 3. It's crazy, because the Galaxy Z Fold 3, if you remember, is like a skinny, tall display, and this is just like a regular phone. This literally feels like a regular phone in terms of the outside display. So I'm absolutely in love with how large these displays are. If you could put, and I guess I'll say this at the end, but yeah, what I was gonna say, I'll save it to the end. I love the size of these displays, the outside and the inside. Next up is the weight. Now, coming from a Galaxy Z Fold 3 to this phone is really heavy. It's definitely heavier than the Galaxy Z Fold 3. It feels like a tank. It feels really good quality because of that heft, and you know, the leather backing and the camera design and the displays. Everything looks really good, but it is quite the heavy beast. So if you don't like heavy phones, you're probably gonna hate this, because this is definitely super heavy. Next up is the big display, the under display camera. Now, that camera is awful to take photos and videos with, but it's hidden. You don't really see it when you're using it, whereas when you're on the Vivo X Fold and you're using it, that camera really stands out. Now, is it so awful that when you're watching videos or something, you're like, oh God, no, or doing something else? Not really, but it just, when you haven't seen it for a while, or at least on a daily basis, especially when you're using the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and you come back to this is pretty much an eyesore until you get used to it. Not the end of the world, but it is something that kind of really stands out to me. Now, before we go to the next one, I did want to show you the size comparison, just to show you how, it's kind of hard to show you, hopefully you can see, but this is just a massive phone. It's so much bigger than the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Next would be importing this, because you have to import it. I have like the Chinese version, and I haven't checked it with my carrier or any other carrier, so I don't have any answers for you about that currently. But in terms of getting it set up, it wasn't when I got it, it was like I could turn it on and it was like set up. It wasn't logged in with someone's accounts, but it was just on, and I wanted to reset it just in case, you know, whatever. So I factory resetted it, and it ultimately went into Chinese. I had a translator app going on my Galaxy Z Fold 3 so that I could kind of make my way through the menus. And eventually we found I had to go in, get the phone kind of to this point, and then go into settings and turn English on. But still, it's like when you go into the menu system, it's kind of annoying, because some of the things, and maybe I'm just not used to their software, but some of the things are just like, I don't know, like they're not, it's like they're lost in translation a little bit. So you kind of have to like think about it. So I'm trying to, I know there's one where like, instead of the word deny, it says some other word that like, it makes sense, but it doesn't, like you wouldn't say it. So it's things like that, like the translation of some of the Chinese stuff to the English stuff is kind of weird, to the point where it is a little bit of a turnoff. And then there's a lot of Chinese apps on here. I haven't removed them all, but you'll get Chinese notifications. I think I have some right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I have some Chinese notifications right there from some certain apps. I don't know what it says. So stuff like that. So importing it and having it be in English, but then some Chinese stuff left over that you can't change is kind of a pain in the butt, but I could ultimately uninstall those apps, and I will. Now, by default, this launcher is not awful, the one that's, you know, built into the Vivo X Fold, but I wanted to use something different, something a little bit more cleaner, something I'm used to, like the gestures and how those work. And I can change it, I can get it going for a quick second, but I can even change it in the settings, in the security management and default apps, but it doesn't, and it even says it's a different launcher than the one that's, you know, built into the phone, but it does not change. It's really, really weird. I don't know if it's just this phone. I think it is just this phone because I followed some other, you know, tutorials to try to figure it out. And it just won't stick. Even though it says it in the settings that it's set up to the launcher that I want, it just doesn't change. It's so weird. It always defaults back, no matter what, to the one that's built into the phone. Fingerprint sensors, I love them on the back and I love them on the side. The side is the best place, especially on a folding phone. Best place to have a fingerprint sensor. It's very accurate, it's very easy to reach, it's fast, it's awesome. Now, Vivo X Fold, the fingerprint sensor is underneath the display, which it's worked good for me so far in the short time I've used it. Like you can see, I'm not even really having to press hard or anything. It's very accurate, and you have it on the display here on the front and the inside. And again, it works good. It's just that I'd rather have it on the side. I'm so used to having it on the side. I always touch the power button. I'm like, damn, I gotta put my fingerprint sensor on the screen. So it is something to know that if you don't like the under display fingerprint sensors, that you probably won't like this one. I personally would rather have it on the side though. Lastly, everything about the phone and the box that it comes with is, and I'll do an unboxing of this eventually, but it feels really premium. It's a really premium experience. This box is really, really heavy. It has drawers that you pull out somewhere. I have to take the box off, but it's crazy. It's a really, really good experience. The phone itself feels very, very premium. It feels like you're spending good money on a good phone, and that's pretty much what this is. And at this stage, kind of going back to what I said in the beginning, where like I'll just tell you at the end of the video, I'm so used to the Samsung software. I love the Samsung software on the Galaxy Z Fold 3, and I wish it was on this phone. I mean, this isn't awful software, don't get me wrong, it's very nice. There's a lot of customizations, there's a lot of stuff on here that you can do, but I would really, really love it if Samsung made a phone with this huge of a display on the outside and on the inside, because it's really fantastic and it's a great experience with how large and amazing everything is. So I'll have, like I said, I'll have more of a review with a lot of the stuff and what I think about the speakers and the fingerprint sensors overall and the overall usage of the phone and everything. But those are like the things that really stood out for me just in a 24-hour period. So there you guys go. Again, if you want to pick it up, it is linked down below. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.